Good morning, stamping friends. How are you today? This is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and we're here with our weekly live class. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I have a couple of Too Cool craft fair items to show you. I had a craft fair last weekend, my first one of the season, so it's like Santa's workshop in my studio, and we're making all kinds of fun stuff for I have two upcoming craft fairs and then last week's craft fair that went really well. Thank you for all of you who are here in the local area, Fort Wayne, Indiana, who came out to the Deer Ridge Holidays craft fair to support me or say hi, give me a hug. I love that. So it was great to see you. Thank you. But I thought since I was right in the middle of all of this craft fair stuff, that it would be fun to show you a couple of my popular items that I have and show you how to make them. So if you happen to be in craft fairs in your area, you're welcome to use these ideas. Or if you just want to have some cool stocking stuffer ideas for yourself that you can create for friends, co-workers, your neighbors. They make great teacher gifts, all kinds of ways that you can use them. We'll show you how to make those. And the cool part is they have two cool functions. They're not only treat holders, but they also hold gift cards. So I don't know about you, but I give away a lot of gift cards. I have a lot of older nieces and a nephew that, you know, they want money. And so a lot of times we just are giving away gift cards, and it's kind of boring. So it's a good way to kind of spruce them up a little bit and make it a little more fun to give that gift card. So we'll be talking about that. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that for the month of October, I'm giving away a holiday rhinestones package. I love this holiday rhinestones. This is free with a $75 order during October. It has all the pretty colors that you're going to need for all of your holiday projects, whether it's Night of Navy or pool party. It has some shaded spruce, some cherry cobbler, and I'm not sure if it's Melody Mango, but it's kind of a goldish color. I think it's Melody Mango. Mango Melody. I can't even get the number right. Or the number right. Anyway, I'm a little confused. I can't get the color right. Mango Melody. Anyway, it's an awesome little pack of rhinestones. Is my favorite. I really hope they save these for the annual catalog because I just love that whole pack. So if you want to get that for free with your order, you just go to toocoolstamping.com. That's my blog page, and you can click on the Shop Now link. That's the easiest way to find my online store. And then be sure to put in the host code at the shopping cart page, and the host code is QRMHQGHB. So that's QRMHQGHB. I'm going to have that at the top of the screen when we flip the camera down. So you'll be able to, excuse me, you'll be able to see that and get your free pack of holiday rhinestones with your order. So thank you very much for ordering if you do. Okay, so what else did I want to tell you? Oh, I want to tell you about the Perfectly Plaid Countdown to Christmas class is open right now for registration. Remember, this is the third of the Countdown to Christmas classes, and we're making 12 cards like we always do with this series, and we're featuring the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. So here is one of the card styles. You've probably already seen that one on my blog. I've talked about that. Here's another card style, and you can see that I do different design. I have the same design basically, but different ways of doing it in two cool ways or whatever. So, and then here's the third design. It's my favorite one. And for some reason, I only have 3 of the 4 cards, but you do 4 cards of those as well. So we do 12 cards, 3 designs for each of the 3 designs. You get the Perfectly Plaid stamp set in your kit. And you also, if you do the add-on bundle, you get the Pine Tree Punch. So that is good. You'll also get the the Wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper and some of the pretty shaded spruce ribbon, which we're going to be using today. So I wanted to make sure that you knew about this because one of the projects that we're making today is featuring the Perfectly Plaid bundle, our whole suite of products really. So it's a kind of another idea that you can use with your kit that you're getting for Countdown to Christmas. So if you want to register for that, again, go to toocoolstamping.com. I have all the information there. There's a link to register and a link with all of the pricing information. You can either buy it with the stamp set, you can buy the cards only, and you can also just buy the PDF and video link instructions if you want to, if you have all the products already. The other thing I wanted to mention, I'm really loving this Perfectly Plaid whole suite, the Wrapped in Plaid suite. On one of our previous classes, we did several projects with the Perfectly Plaid. So you can go to either, if you're on my Facebook page right now, you can go to the video link at the side and you can find the video for how to do this. If you're on, you can also go to my YouTube channel, Too Cool Stamping YouTube, and this was just a couple of weeks ago. I showed you how to make all of these cute, this is a little Tic Tac holder, has some Tic Tac gum on the inside, or you could put Tic Tac mints. But these were fun things that we did just a couple of weeks ago that also feature Perfectly Plaid. So there's lots of Perfectly Plaid ideas out there. We did the really cute Perfectly Plaid tag. I love that, the little 3D tag. So that is also on my class that I did live just a couple of weeks ago. So you can search for that and find those ideas. So lots of fun ideas to do with the Perfectly Plaid. This second project that we're doing today is going to be, sorry, I'm trying to move all this stuff out of my way, is going to be with the snowman season, which we've done a lot with that as well on our live classes. And I've had a Countdown to Christmas class on that too. So here's another one of the little ideas that we had with the Tic Tac gum. So I love how there's so many ideas that you can, so many different projects you can create with the same suites. So that's kind of the idea that I'm trying to give you right now is I have lots of different ideas for Perfectly Plaid. It's a great time to get that Countdown to Christmas set so that you can try out a lot of these additional ideas along with the cards that you're making in your Countdown to Christmas class set. Okay, let's get started with our two craft fair ideas. So hold on, let's see who's on here. I see Lori's on here. I see Betty, Janelle. Thanks for joining us this morning. And hold on, we're gonna go down and to the table view here. Whoop. All right. Get everything all nice and tight here. And then we have our host code here. So if you're gonna place that $75 order to get your holiday rhinestones, this is the host code that you wanna use on the shopping bag page. Okay, let's get started with the first project today. And again, these are items that I had at my craft fair over the weekend that went really, really well. So I'm just gonna start, I'm gonna show you, let's see, I'll show you what this project, a lot of times I like to just make it so you can see what it turns out to be, but I'm gonna show you what this looks like because it's just really cute. So the first thing we're gonna make is this cute pizza box, and we're using the beautiful gold mini pizza boxes that are available in the Wrapped in Plaid suite. And I love this as a craft fair item because you can fill it up with some little Reese's peanut butter cups, and if you kind of stagger them, some of them upside down and some of them right side up, they all fit in there kind of like a tic-tac-toe board. And the best part about it is it actually fits a gift card. So if you want to put a gift card in it and send that to someone for a holiday gift, it works really nicely. So I love, or if you just want the treats, that's all you need too. It's also a big enough box that you can use for a lot of things, jewelry or cash or, you know, little hair ties, whatever you want to put in there. So it really is a nice size Christmas packaging box. So I'm gonna show you how to make this today. It's really easy. Of course, you have the gold pizza boxes, and all of these all the products can be found in the Wrapped in Plaid suite in your holiday catalog. and that's on page 12 and 13. The gold mini pizza boxes are right here at the bottom, 152068. We're going to use the Wrapped in Plaid Designer Series Specialty Paper, and that's 149596. We're going to use the shaded Spruce Gold Ribbon like I showed you earlier, and that's 149597. And then of course we're going to use the Perfectly Plaid bundle. That includes the stamp set as well as the punch. And that, you're going to get that at a 10% discount when you buy the bundle. And that number is 151143. And I'll have all of those listed later in the post so that you can get to that easily. Okay, let's put that together. I'll give you all the measurements as we go. So first of all, we're going to start with just a 3x3 piece of Whisper White. And you're going to have a, let's see, this is a 2 3/4 inch piece, square piece of the Wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper. And then that's going to layer onto 2 7/8 inch square piece of the Cherry Cobbler. So we'll just use some snail adhesive to put all of those layers together. I made so many of these for my craft fair, and they really went like hotcakes. And I think it's just the beautiful gold. It's just hard to resist that awesome gold, and then the gold accents in the Wrapped in Plaid paper just really, really make it beautiful. So here's our background piece, and then we're going to add a little bit of shimmer here, a little glimmer with our gold glimmer paper. We're going to use our Starburst Punch. So that's really easy. And that's another thing that's great about this particular project. It goes together so quickly. So easy. Use a little bit of snail to add that to the center. And then we're going to wrap around some of that shaded spruce and gold ribbon. Wrap it around there, tie it in a double knot. And we'll trim the ends off. And we'll make that go to one side. And then we're going to add that pretty tree with the Perfectly Plaid set. And this time, a lot of times I've been using the beautiful plaid. I love that look. But for this one, we're going to use the realistic, distinctive, Perfectly Plaid tree. And I'm going to stamp that onto Whisper White. And you might want to, this turned out pretty good, but you might want to put a piercing mat or something like a catalog underneath to make sure you have a nice image. Then we're going to use the Pine Tree Punch. Now notice I did not put the trunk of the tree on yet, and I'll show you why. You're going to put this all on here. If you would have already stamped that, you might not have stamped it exactly where that punch is going to be. So if you punch it first, then we'll come back with our little tree trunk and some soft suede ink. Ink that up. And then because it's photopolymer, we can see right through there, and we can add that tree trunk in perfectly after the fact. So that's a nice little tip. And then we're going to pop that up with some dimensionals right over our ribbon. Let me move this ribbon out of the way a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to cover the tree up. All right. We'll put that tree right in the center. And I like to use dimensionals, not only because I like a little dimension, obviously, but the Glimmer paper has kind of a rough texture, so sometimes things don't want to stick. Definitely snail does not stick to that. Glue dots are okay. The tear and tape is okay, but the dimensionals really stick well because they have a little bit of cushion so that they can kind of grab in between that textury Glimmer paper surface. All right, we're gonna add that whole piece onto our pizza box with some tear and tape. So I'm just gonna add a few strips of this. And I like to use tear and tape on this because we have that ribbon on there. And if you're doing several of these for a craft fair, or if they're bumping into other things underneath the Christmas tree, you want to make sure that that topper isn't going to come off. So we'll peel all of those away and we'll put them on our gold pizza box. Now, I just realized that I don't have a gold pizza box that's ready to go, but I do have one that has already been decorated, but I wanted to show you how that went together because it really is very easy. They come flat. As you can see, this one's already decorated, but you're just gonna fold on all of the score lines. You're gonna have a piece here that pops out and a couple of pieces here on the sides that pop out. So you fold these little tabs in and they'll stick right in this little slot. Let me put it down on the table. They'll stick in the slot, and then you'll fold this front piece around and click it into place. Those little tabs are also going to stick right in that slot. So these all come together and you don't have to use any adhesive. Just like a pizza box, they're just going to come together beautifully. So the last thing that we are doing on our pizza box is adding a couple of rhinestones. I actually, because I was doing so many, I was using the red rhinestones, but I love that you can actually use the holiday rhinestones. These are gonna match better. The Wrapped in Plaid is actually cherry cobbler color, not real red. The real red rhinestones are a little bit brighter. It's a little picky, but if you're a little bit of a perfectionist, you'll definitely wanna use the darker rhinestones from the holiday rhinestone package. So that is how we do our mini pizza boxes. And let me show you a few other ones. I did all different papers so you can get a lot of sense of the variety of papers. I love this one. Also, I did some with the metallic pearls. So I had some gold pearls on there, and that looks really nicely as a variation. So there you go. You can see that they turned out really, really well. And like I said, I sold them very well. I think that if you were giving them away for the holidays, they'd really be a popular looking gift. And they look so pretty just sitting under your tree or on your mantle, wherever you're putting your little stocking stuffers and holiday gifts. They also, I think, would look really cute at a holiday table as a table gift. Or, you know, if you're gonna give them to coworkers or a teacher, just a really pretty thing that they're going to be really excited to see that on their desk. All right, let me know what you think about the pizza boxes. And I will go ahead and show you my second craft fair item. So this one, I am going to just surprise you as we go. We're going to create it as we go. And it's a little bit different than things that I have done. I actually did it I did it last year, but it's actually been a really popular craft fair item, and I've not really seen it done anywhere before. So I took one of the acetate boxes. So you'll notice this is one of the boxes that you can assemble, and you can actually do a whole set of cards and give that away as a gift, which is really fun. What I did was I just put it on my guillotine cutter, and it's 8 inches all the way across from edge to edge. So I just cut at 4 inches right down the center so that I have 2 pieces of that box. And we're gonna make a craft fair item, a treat holder, out of half of this box. So now we'll just assemble the half box. You're gonna fold on all of the score lines. And I like to fold kind of backwards and forwards to make sure that it's gonna be nice and creased. So I'll fold in all those tabs and then fold in the little end, and you can kind of manipulate it with your fingers so that it's nice and square. There we go. All right, so here's our little piece, and we're gonna fill this with some fun. All right, we're gonna start with the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. And I picked out this pattern. You could pick out any pattern that you wanted to. And this one is 9 3/4. Let me get my measurements here, make sure I'm right. 9 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then we're gonna score at 4 3/8, 4 7/8. I know they're a little weird, but if you're using the Simply Scored tool, then it shouldn't be a problem. So 4 3/8, 4 7/8, and then 9 1/4. You'll fold on all of those score lines and pick which side of your double-sided paper that you want to show, and then you can just tuck that right in the box. Let me get it on the right side. There we go. So now we have a decorated box. You don't have to use any adhesive, it just slides right in there. It makes it nice because later if you want to switch to the other side of the Designer Series paper, you can just pull that out and flip it around and use the other side. So you can reuse this box if you want to. All right, it's kind of like a little gift bag. So let's decorate it, and then I'll show you what I did with it. All right, so I'm gonna start by putting a little strip of real red cardstock, and this is 4 1/2 by 3/4, and I'm just gonna put that on with some tear and tape because it's gonna go directly on the outside of the box, and that's a nice smooth surface. I'm gonna make sure that I have some tear and tape on there so that it doesn't fall off. So we're gonna add that across the front. I'm gonna see which side is my front here and add that. Next, I have already die cut a little stitched nested labels die cut with the shimmery white, the Glimmer white paper, Dazzling Diamonds paper. And so I used my stitched nested label dies. I love these. They're so very versatile. And I believe I used this one here. Yep. So it's like the 4th biggest one. And I'm gonna also add that over the top with a little bit of tear and tape. We wanna make sure this all sticks together. So this will be kind of our little foundation on the front for our focal point. Next, we'll make our focal point, and I created a little focal point. I didn't even have any stamping on this, if you can believe it. So you might recognize this from the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. I had a lot of these sheets left that I loved all of these snowmen. They're so pretty and sparkly, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I know it would make a great border for a scrapbook page, and the background's really pretty to use too, but I hated to let these sparkly snowmen go to waste. So I went through and I cut some of the snowmen out with the Stitched Shapes framelits, and just did it with the circle shape for that. And then I added a little scalloped mat to that in the real red. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of snail adhesive to attach those two together. But I loved it because you could use any of these different cute snowmen, and you don't have to do any stamping at all. So we're going to put that over the front here, and we're going to use dimensionals. Again, we have that Glimmer paper, so we want to make sure we use dimensionals so that it adheres really well. And we'll put our snowman on top. I love that he has a little hat on, and the paper that I selected are the little hats, so those all match. Of course, they're going to match any of the papers that you have in that set. All right, we're going to finish up with a little rhinestone bling. And I'm just going to use the largest ones. Sometimes I get a lot of large rhinestones left just because they're a little bit thicker. They don't go in the mail as easily when you put them on cards, so I have some of those left over. And boxes and little treat holders are perfect for that. Plus, they give a lot of sparkle and shine. So there's our box. But what are we going to put in there? I know some of you already know because you saw my craft fair items. But what we're going to do is we're going to stick a Kit Kat in there. And I actually put that in a clear envelope. You know, we do sell the Whisper White and the Very Vanilla envelopes, but we sell clear envelopes as well. And these are great for protecting your cards. You can put your cards in there, seal it up, or you can use it as a little treat holder. So I just stuck that in there. It fits perfectly. And then I folded this over and I left a little bit of room up here. So this is going to be we're going to decorate this with a little bag topper. But you can see that the Kit Kat, not only does it match because it's Christmassy colors, but it fits right there very nicely in the box. So you'll be able to pull that out and have a cute little treat. Now let's decorate the top. I have a 4.5 by 3 inch piece of Coastal Cabana. I have scored that already at the 1.5 mark, and then we'll fold that. We're going to add in a decorative piece that I've already embossed with the Stylish Scroll embossing folder, and this is 4.25 by 1.25. And I'm going to add a little bit of tear and tape to this as well. Every time you're making 3D projects, especially if they're going to be moving around a lot or handled a lot by people, you definitely want to use that tear and tape. So we'll add that pretty texture across the top. And then I just added a little, let's see, the little teeniest, tiniest stitched nested label shape. I cut one of those out in Whisper White, put a little bit of tear and tape on the back, and I am going to add it right here. And this will be a little place that someone could put someone's name, a little to and from if they want to, so that they know who is the recipient of this awesome little treat. And then I finished my piece with some retired products. So we're gonna have to, you'd have to swap some of these out, but I had some extra silver trim, the sequins trim. I purchased some little mini white clothespins as a little clip. And any kind of a clip is going to do. I know we have some with the Tags and More accessory kit that are copper that would look great with the brightly gleaming ornaments that we have seen before because it's a copper color and it matches that paper. But any kind of a clip is going to work. I just bought these on Amazon. I will say that if you're going to buy anything, you want to make them a little bit bigger than these. These are about 1 inch long and maybe 1/8 of an inch wide. I would go one size up from that just because I noticed that they're not holding the toppers on the bags as well as I would like because the bags are kind of slippery. So that would be the only thing that I would change there. But you can see that just goes right on the top, and you can clip that. I used some retired ribbon, but we do have some red ribbon in our annual catalog that I think would look really nice with that. And you could use a glue dot on there, but I found that with all the moving around that you do with craft fair items, I just used a little bit of hot glue on there to make sure that it didn't fall off. I noticed that when the temperatures get a little colder and I'm moving things around outside in my vehicle, the cold weather tends to make those little bows fall off, and we don't want that to happen. So I just did a glue dot, or I did a hot glue right on that little clip, and I just glue dotted the little fringe that I have sticking off of here. So you can use any kind of little metallic ribbon. You could use, we have some white ribbon with a metallic edge on it right now, I think would be really pretty. Or even, where is it? Some of that curly ribbon. If you wanted to, you could just make the curly ribbon that we have in the Let It Snow suite. You could tie that bow on there and let the strands kind of hang down, and that could be your fringe on that. So just some different ideas, since I usually try to use up a lot of my retired products when I'm working with craft fair items, and I know that doesn't always make it easy to reproduce, but at least it gives you an idea of how it's put together. So this is our final project. You can pull that out. The thing that I always let people know when I'm showing them things on my booth is that they can take this off and they can put a gift card on the inside. So you can just have a gift card behind your Kit Kat, and it makes a really cute way to dress up your Kit Kat, or dress up obviously your Kit Kat, but dress up your gift card and make it a little bit more than just a little gift card. We like to give it a little bit of homemade flair, a little fun touch. So that is, so you can see how my smaller clip is kind of not holding on there as well. If it was just a little bit longer, that's going to grab that a little bit better. So just a tip if you're going to be buying any clips. I also wanted to show you, I did a few versions of these, but I liked, obviously I have this one, I think that we just showed you, with the cute little hat and the scarf wrapped all the way around his body, and that looks really cute with the little snowman design on the paper. I also liked the one that didn't have a hat with the hats. It's like all the hats are down here, and he doesn't have one on his head. I thought that was kind of cute. Obviously you can, if you didn't have the paper and you just had the stamp set, you can just actually do the stamping of the snowman and color it in with some Stampin' Blends markers and do the same kind of a focal point. I just was trying to find something that was really quick and really easy and super cute, and I loved that those sparkly snowmen were already ready to go and adorable. So that is what we have for our second treat holder / gift card holder. It has two cool functions, so I always love it when we can do double duty on a project and really get the most out of it. All right, everybody, I hope that you've really loved our projects today. I hope you'll make some of those for your family, for your friends, and if you do craft fairs, try it for that too, because I think you'll have a lot of luck with these really cute projects. All right, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Just ask me on this post or at the bottom of this video, and I will do my best to answer those for you. And don't forget to join me next week for another live class at toocoolstamping.com. And again, I will talk to you later. This is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Bye-bye, everybody.